Namaste everyone, this is POOJA. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about a not so fun experience. So mostly I share about, how I did this or how I did that, how I cleared the exams, this and that. So those are motivating experiences about our success stories, most of them. But today we are going to share what happened with us recently as resident physiotherapists at work. So me and Nischay, my husband, both of us are resident physiotherapists. As resident physiotherapists, you can work, you can see patients. It's just that you need a supervisor, right? So Nischay was working as a resident physiotherapist, and when he decided that this is not the place he wants to continue working, he decided that he'll leave. And then the owner decided that he is not going to pay him the actual hours. He just gave him half of his paycheck, and we had to go through decent amount of trouble. It was kind of a horrible experience. We didn't really enjoy it because so far we had met really good people in Canada. This was one of the worst experiences. This goes in that case. So I'm going to call Nischay. He's going to talk more about it. This is going to be a long video. What I want you guys to know from this experience is that what you should do when you are applying for your job, even as a resident physiotherapist or a PTA or even as a registered physiotherapist, there are certain things that you need to keep in mind, and if things go wrong, what you need to do. Okay, so let me call Nischay and we'll talk more about this. Hey, so welcome to the
guys.
channel.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so Nischay, would you want to start with how you got the job?
So when I cleared my exam, I was applying on Indeed.com, where we usually apply for the job, and I got email that one of the clinic in Mississauga, one of the top clinic, he claimed as a top clinic, they wanted to interview me. So I was like answering on email, let's go through the process, and he says we will make a video call on WhatsApp for the interview. So I was agreed for that, and we did video call. He asked me a few questions, I asked him few questions, and then he said he got like 30 applications and he liked me to work at his clinic, and he want me to see his clinic. So he invited me to just sort of see the whole clinic and the environment, how many patients are there and everything. So yeah, that's pretty much the first beginning.
Okay, so from here what you guys need to understand is that Indeed.ca is where you go and check for your jobs. Now we are not going to take the name of the owner. Let's just call him John. That's not the real name. This video is not so that we can talk about wrong things about someone else. This is just so that you will be a well-informed employee and you will be able to know more about it. Even if you are an employee or if you are on a contractor position, this is something that you need to know. So okay, so you got the job interview, you were selected in one of the 30 applicants, so good for you.
Yeah.
So okay, so once the video interview was done, did you negotiate like how many hours you're going to work, what is going to be your pay?
So the story begins at like he told me he already has two registered physiotherapists working there. So it is a big clinic, and he's getting 6 or 7 initial evaluation, means new patients every day. So he needs full-time employee, full-time contractor positions as a PT to work there. So he was promising me 30 hours or 35 hours in the beginning. So yeah, that's what the hours.
And what was the pay? How was it negotiated?
So with the pay, he wanted to give me I guess $3 more than what I asked. So I asked certain amount of pay per hour. He offered me $3 more than what I asked. So that was little bit,
that was that is a rare case scenario that the employer offers you more money. Usually it is like, oh, we don't really pay so much. For residents, this is our base pay. Like we'll start with, I'm not going to say the amount that he was being paid, but usually they start as low as sometimes $28 or $30 or $32 an hour, which is really low pay. Even if you are as a resident physiotherapist, try to get at least anything above 35, 37, close to $40 an hour. Okay, and so yeah, what happened with Nischay is very rare. It doesn't really happen. Usually they pay you less. So there are, for those of you who are not from Canada, who are still not working in Canada, there are 3 type of payment schedules or payment systems or reimbursement systems that we can talk about. So either you are paid per patient. So every patient you see, either there is a commission split, meaning let's say the insurance pays you $100, you'll get 40% or 50% or 60% of that $100. So that's one kind of thing. The second kind of system is that you get paid per hour. So as Nischay said, he was promised 35 hours per week, right? So he'll be paid per hour. And the third would be that you are paid a fixed amount annually or monthly. It could be like you are paid $7,000 per month and you are going to work 5 days a week, and that's it. No matter if you work 10 hours or 7 hours or 8 hours, you'll going to get the same pay. The last kind of position where you get a fixed pay is not so common. Considering COVID, people are just working part-time or looking for part-time employees, not full-time employees. And when Nischay said he was working as a contractor position, so you need to understand, employee, when you are someone's employee, you have certain benefits. You have insurance benefits, you have sick days, you have paid leave, things like that. For Nischay, he was not an employee, so he doesn't get any benefit. That's why his pay is more, because the company is not providing him any.
So
other
I'm not
benefit.
getting any healthcare benefit. I'm not getting any sick leaves or vacation leaves or those kind of things. So that's why my pay is more.
As compared to an employee. So he is on a contractor position. He's working 35 hours would be considered full time, sort of. So that's the difference. Okay. So you want to say something?
So yeah, what happened after that is I started working there. So initially they were giving me 20 hours on the first week, and even though they don't have any patients, so because they know they will get busy in next 2 months, so they need me there. And even like as I said, they have the walk-ins, so the people who just come in without any appointment and who wanted to get treated, so they have to have some physiotherapists there. So other 2 physiotherapists are not working full-time, they were part-time position at the clinic, so they want me to work as a full-time employee there. So yeah, I started there, and first month I was building up my caseload. Patients are very happy with me and everything goes smooth. My paycheck was every 15 days. Before 15 days, like before 3-4 days, the manager come with a sign-in sheet. They come to me and they verify the hours, and once I approve the hours, they pay me accordingly. So that was happening. So for the first month, everything was smooth, everything was okay, everybody are good. But the thing is, what I wanted to mention here is, I usually text him, the owner, on WhatsApp, or I email him, but he never replied on email or any text. He always called me. So, as an Indian mindset, or as any new contractor positions, somebody calls you, you talk on the phone, right? I didn't know that was not written thing that you need to keep in mind.
Yeah. So what he did, even that's what he mentioned, that he said that they had a video call, and he had a video call done, and that was the interview process. Now they had discussed, but that's a verbal agreement, meaning I say something, you agree to it, we have a deal. Right, we have a deal, that's it, but there's nothing written. So I can say, oh, I didn't say I'll pay you this much money, X amount of money. I said I'll pay you Y amount of money. Because it's a verbal agreement, people can change, right? So this is where we are going to go.
So this is what he was believing in. So he don't believe in writing. He never give anybody anything in writing. Even though I texted to the manager a few times on WhatsApp or something, she never replied me on WhatsApp. She always called me. She always talk on the phone. So on the phone you get resolved with your issues, but in writing you don't have anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the main thing.
There is no written agreement, right? So there was no written agreement. So okay, another thing that you guys need to know, be it with your employer or be it at for your renting, if you're renting a house, whenever you are WhatsApping someone, that is not counted as a written notification or agreement. Okay, it has to be through an email.
Try to email them, and even though if you email them, try to get the response on email. That's the main thing. If they call you and they resolve your issue, don't consider as main thing. You have to get everything in written. The one thing is also in that position is one of my colleague. he was a registered physiotherapist and he was working there. He also mentioned 3 to 4 times with me, you have to get everything in return. But I was like, everything is smooth, everything is okay, like he is paying me proper with my hours, and everything was like perfect.
Yeah, so if you would have seen our previous videos, I was really jealous of him because the job was perfect. He had the perfect sort of clients, he had the perfect atmosphere, everything was going really well. So in this case, as Nischay is someone who's really vigilant about what he's doing, where he's working, but this is where he was sort of not on his mark. If he had things in a written agreement, he could have sorted out a lot of issues, but that didn't happen. Okay, so everything was going smooth. Where did things go wrong?
So what happened after 1.5 months, I already built up my caseload. I was getting like 35 clients per week, so which is pretty decent amount of caseload. So at that time, the employer knows that I'm not gonna quit the job, because I was already working from last 1.5 months. I was okay with that, everything was working. But, although they are changing my schedule every week, sometimes this is like 9 to 5, sometimes this is morning 9 to 8, sometimes this is 12 to 8, sometimes 9 to 3. They're changing every week, so I was okay with it, because that place is like just 5 minutes from my place where I live. So I was okay with that, and after 1.5 months, he knows like I'm not gonna quit, so he started telling me to do some other stuff. Meaning he told me to make some videos to promote their clinic, which I did. I did make 2 videos for the clinic. Then he started telling me you have to do follow-up calls. What he means follow-up calls is I have to call his previous client, like 2016 client or 2017 client, and call them and tell them like you should come to the physiotherapy clinic and this and that, which is a cold call, which is not a follow-up call, because they were not my patients. I didn't know them, I never treated them.
So you do follow-up calls. Let's say you saw a patient before a month, and now you're doing a follow-up call, just calling the patient and asking them, you had your tendonitis, how are you doing? Is it any better? If there is any issue, you could come to the clinic, see me. So this is okay. But if you're just calling someone who you have never met and they have never known anything about you, and you're just calling, I'm calling from this clinic, I'm the physiotherapist there, do you want to come in? That sounds a little weird, and it also feels difficult for you because you don't know that patient. It's a difficult situation.
So the thing is, Mr. John thinks that this is a very good marketing strategy, and he wants to call each and every patient from the past. Because of this COVID, so many patients are not coming to the clinic, so he wants to do that. So that's why he was trying to push me to call everybody. I did that for 3 to 4 days, and then I feel like, if somebody doesn't know me, why should I call them? Like as a licensed person, I shouldn't do that. This is not my criteria of my duty as a resident physiotherapist.
It doesn't come under your duty.
So I tell him like I'm not gonna do that. I don't feel comfortable with that.
But you did agree to you doing like a visual interview, or like a 5 or 10 minute, 15 minute consultation.
So yeah, because of Corona, we are also doing virtual therapy. So I did agree to do that, like virtual therapy or initial assessment or 15-minute free consultation. If anybody wants to know about their condition, I can guide them, right? So that's what we agreed. But I never agreed to call somebody which I don't know and tell them to come to the clinic. So then I started telling him like I'm not gonna do that, and then he knows like, now it's proper time to push him, because he's a resident physiotherapist. He thinks like I'm a new to country and I'm new to this field, so he can push me. So that's where things goes wrong.
Yeah.
So
what did you do?
So what happened, one day he came to me and he was telling me you have to do that. I strictly told him I'm not gonna do that. He was like, so I'm not gonna pay you if you are not if you don't have patience. So I was like, I'm not handling the scheduling. You have to go to your receptionist or you have to go to your administration staff to bring the patients. I'm not here to bring the patients and treat them, and even though whatever the benefit comes to, just give it to you. So at that day, he was little abusive. He was, trying to insult me. So I was like, I'm done with you. Next day, I told the manager that I'm not gonna talk to him anymore. I don't want him to talk to me. So that's what my condition on the next day. And the manager says, yeah, that is very wrong on his side. Everybody knows that. And she agreed, like, the Mr. John will never come to me, never talk to me directly.
Okay.
So that's what happened on the next day. But again, they are telling me, they want me there for full time, but they don't want to pay me for full time. So that's what the scenario is.
So yeah, they wanted him there, but they were like, we'll only pay you when there is a patient. So if you see a patient, we'll pay you. But so it's like, if there's no patient, we won't pay you, but you still have to be there. So what happened is, I think that's when you said that you want to quit.
Yeah, so why this scenario happened is, there was a snowstorm in February. So there is one day when I had like eight clients a day or something, but 4 of them cancelled their appointment because of the snow, because they're elder people, they don't come, they don't want to drive, so they cancel. And then Mr. John get angry that he didn't get enough money for just one day, so that's why he don't want to pay me for that one day. And I was like, this is the business, this is your business. If you don't want to do like this, I'm gonna quit. So I gave them 15-day notice. Even though I'm contractor, I can quit next day, but I gave them 15 days, a decent amount of time to interview somebody else or something.
Yeah, so usually if you are an employee, you have certain amount, you have to give a 1 month notice or 15-day notice. But if you are on a contractor position, if you have nothing as an agreement, 15 days is an understandable time period where they can find someone else to replace you, right? So that's what he did, and then he gave them a notice, and that's it. That's how it is. We thought everything is done, but when his paycheck came.
So yeah, with the paycheck, okay. So what happened after that? After I gave the notice. So they got scared because I already built up my client base and everything was okay. So the receptionist, the manager came to me 3 to 4 times, I guess. Every day she was coming to me and she was trying to, tell me, whatever works with you, we are working according to your terms. The owner never come to you and never speak to you directly.
So basically he's not going to be abusive.
Yeah. The manager trying to, give me some incentive to stay there, but I was firm. I don't want to do that because I don't see myself there for working for long times in future. So I was like, no, I don't want to work. This is my final notice, and just consider it my resignation, and I don't want to work. So what they did is, for the next paycheck, nobody come to me to verify my sign-in sheet, my hours. So I never get any sign-in sheet. So that pay I was going to get on the next week. So what happened? They tried to delay my payment. Nobody gave me the paycheck too. So I have to go there and I have to ask somebody, some other receptionist to, if somebody gave you my paycheck or not. So then she came with the paycheck and she gave it to me. And when I calculated my hours, that was like almost half of the hours what I worked for. So I was in shock why they did this. So first I think there was some mistake. So I told the manager there is some mistake going on. And then she says, no, there is no mistake. We agreed that you are going to pay it for only those hours where you get the clients. And that was not the agreement. So they changed their verbal agreement. Here, something is wrong.
Yeah. So they decided by themselves that, we are only going to pay you for the hours that you saw patients. So let's say he saw on that day in February when 4 of his patients cancelled, he just saw 4 patients, but he was there for 8 hours, right? He was waiting that the patients might come in. They just said, we're going to pay for those 4 patients. That's it, whatever hours you work there. So that's something that was not decided early on, and they changed because there is no written agreement. So what we did was we sent an email describing that this is the scenario. Even when Nischay resigned, he sent an email. So that is a good thing that he did, that he sent an email saying, on this so and so date I am resigning, and after 15 days I am not going to continue working. I have completed all my notes. You have all the details of the patient. I have the patient details so that whoever comes after him can start seeing the patients right away. So he completed his due diligence. He did everything he had to do before he leaves the job, and the paycheck issue is still there. So now what did we do?
So yeah, so at the end, at the last day, I sent them email that something wrong is going on with my paycheck, and they promised me they will correct it and they will give me the right paycheck. So they promised me that, but on the next day, the manager says owner has some appointment or this or that, he will call me. So they didn't make any check. So what they did is purposefully they delay the payment, and when there was the last day, they never pay me, and they were like, owner will call you. So at that time I was talking to my patient. So I was like, I told one of my patient, and he was like, don't talk on the phone. So try to talk on email. So I was like, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. That I emailed them several times. I wanted to continue communication via email. Don't call me, but he was trying to insist me to come on the call or to come to the clinic just for talk.
Yeah, so we decided, so the thing is, I mean, it's a long story, but to cut it in short, the thing is, he was trying to still communicate via phone, and we said that we don't want to talk or discuss anything that's verbal. We want things to be in written in case things go wrong, because things were already going in a wrong direction. He would not respond to emails. He said, come meet me in person, and said that the check is ready. When Nischay went to get the check, they said, oh, I'm sorry, the check is not ready, the owner was busy, he had a dental appointment, whatever. Okay. And
so yeah, I spoke to him on the call. So I agreed to talk to him on the call because he was not ready to send any emails. So I spoke to him on the call, and he was like, you are a contractor position, you are a resident physiotherapist. He was trying to threaten me. He told me, you are a resident physiotherapist, you can't do anything, you are new to this country, and I don't want to ruin your career. So try to be reasonable, I'm giving you. So he tried to negotiate with my payment
and sort of tried to threaten that I can ruin your career if I want to. So the first thing that we did after this is we spoke to College of Physiotherapy. I
spoke to my supervisor first.
Yes, that's what he did first. He spoke to the supervisor, and then they said that it's a good idea to talk to our college just in case things go wrong or if we need more guidance. So people were supportive. So he spoke to his supervisor. We spoke to 2 or 3 of senior physiotherapists, and they said they faced similar issues, but they were not able to do anything about it. And then
I spoke to my college, and they were like, okay, you can go ahead. And then I spoke to Canadian Labor Department, because this is the Labor Department issue. If somebody is not paying you properly, then you have to complain on Labor Department. I spoke to the Labor Department, and I emailed them, this is what the issue is, you have to resolve it. So I wanted to be fair with them. I wanted to give them some chance that if they wanted to correct their mistake, then it's okay. So they corrected their mistake. They give me the whole paycheck. So that's the good part.
We got the full paycheck. So that's good. But they said that they are paying him because of humanitarian reasons.
So yeah, at the end, so they are not accepting their mistake. They are like, because I am new to this country, they are paying me for humanitarian reasons. They are not paying for their mistakes, or they are not paying for my hours.
The work that he did. So we again had to write a long email responding back to all the accusations in their email. The thing is, once we got them responding to our emails, they were pretty decent, because now they know that they can't be threatening because this is written, right? We can go and to go to the Labor Department or go to any legal court, and then we can fight it out.
And the thing is, the owner did this thing before to other employees too, because I had a chance to talk to the previous employee, and he was like, they did the same thing with me, and I was stuck there. He was working there for so many years, so even though he faced the same issues. So the thing is, the employer knows how to do this. He knows from the beginning. He never gave me anything in return. He knows how to plan all the things. So he was doing this from, I guess,
Since a long time.
yeah, since a long time.
So, the moral of the story here is, ladies and gentlemen, that if you are a resident physiotherapist, even if you are a physiotherapy assistant, even if you are a registered physiotherapist, always make sure that whatever agreements you have it via an email. That is something that is legal, and that is, that can stand. If you go to a small court, your emails would stand, right? So have things clarified via email. Be very specific about your paychecks, how you are going to get the pay, what is your pay, are they going to deduct anything or not, how many hours you are going to get paid. And if things like this happen, like they are not paying you, they are threatening you.
So the one thing is, even though if you have verbal agreement, and if any employee is threatening you because you are new, you are resident or you are new registered physiotherapist, don't be scared. Okay, speak about that. Just tell them I will go legally, and try to contact your supervisor, your seniors, the people who knows about this little more, your college. Speak about that. Don't be that scary immigrant that someone can abuse.
So this I think this happens because Canada is full of immigrants, and Canada is full of good people. Okay, there are many good people out there, but there are some people who are not so good. So the thing is, they might try to abuse you in ways you don't know. Even if you're new, we are fairly new, but that is okay. There are people who are ready to help you. There are courts to help you out. There is College of Physiotherapy is going to help you out. If you're a resident physiotherapist, the first thing you need to do is talk to your supervisor. They'll always be in a good position to help you out. So talk to your supervisor, talk to College of Physiotherapy. Try to be calm and talk to as many people as you can. Don't try to not tell anyone and try to handle it by yourself. If you can handle it, good. If you can't, get as much help as you can, and make sure that if you are right, you get your rights. Okay, if you know that this is what you should get, if you are doing everything properly, then you should be paid properly. You should not be harassed, you should not be threatened.
You should not be bullied. You should not force
you should not be pressurized at work to do things that you are not comfortable doing. Okay, and if it is agreed upon before, because there are certain clinics who will tell you that you will help us with our marketing processes, yes, but when they ask you what sort of marketing, then you need to ask them what kind of marketing, because
even if you agreed, if you are not comfortable after that, you can just say no. There is no things that you already agreed and you have to do this or that.
Exactly.
If that doesn't comes into your physiotherapy positions, that's okay, you can say no.
So as resident physiotherapists, and especially during COVID, I understand it is hard to find jobs, and we have faced our fair share of difficulties. The thing is, if you find a job, it's not necessary that you have to stay there even if you are pressurized or bullied. All you have to do is that you need to know your rights. So whenever you are in doubt, go through the College of Physiotherapy website. They have most of the questions answered, or contact anyone. If you are a resident physiotherapist and you have any issues, call us. We don't know everything, but we'll listen to you and we'll try to help you out. Okay?
Just contact us, or we will sort the issues, whatever the way
contact
it should be.
us on Instagram, or you can leave a comment on YouTube, or just connect with us, and we can
if you have any experience like that, just tell us, so we can share it on our website or on our channel, so the new immigrants, new people should know about this, and they don't face the same issues.
And again, if you are a resident physiotherapist, and or even if you are a registered physiotherapist or a PTA, if you face something, or if you let someone bully you, they'll also bully the next person they hire. This employer specifically was able to do this with Nischay because the previous employees didn't say anything. They didn't speak up. They took half of the paycheck. They thought that we lost the other half, and they just went away. They didn't fight it out. So if you are right, fight it out. Not just for yourself, for those who are going to come after you. Might be they're not as strong as you, and they'll have to face more. So be strong, be confident, and know your rights, and work happily.
Alright, that's it for the day, and
thank you for watching the whole video. Hopefully you enjoyed it and you learned a little bit more. We'll see you guys next video. Take care.
Bye bye.